This week on Driving Television, we're taking 6 regular drivers and putting them in some of the best-selling cars in Canada for our Fuel Saver Special.
Well, I can tell you that, man, most people speed.
Week 1 is complete, and our 6 participants have driven their vehicles as they normally would. In order to achieve optimal mileage, our drivers will have to adopt certain habits to help them get close to the posted fuel ratings. So, we send them back to school.
Okay, class, in order to get as close to the posted fuel mileage as we can on all of your cars, you are going to need to ditch your old driving habits. You're going to need to adopt a new, cleaner, more efficient style of driving. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Elliott.
And here they are. You will drive the posted speed limit. You will drive as smooth as possible and avoid sudden starts. Avoid short trips when your engine is cold. Avoid idling your engine unnecessarily. And maintain your vehicle and ensure that your tires are properly inflated. Now, class, if you incorporate these simple driving tips into your everyday driving habits, you will get better gas mileage. Now get out there and drive those cars.
Yes, Miss Elliott.
Armed with their tips, our testers once more set out to conquer the open road, albeit with a keen eye on the fuel gauge.
It was more fun doing week 1, but in some ways this is a neat challenge to see how good a fuel economy I can get.
Some are adjusting with little problem.
It's a blind game.
But as the week progresses, tensions mount.
Well, see this guy behind me? He's already had enough. He's going to go around.
No one said this was going to be easy.
I got a nice row of about a dozen cars behind me. Nice.
For our Fuel Saver Special, our drivers had specific rules to follow.
But it wasn't easy. Our Fuel Saver Special actually turned into a bit of a challenge.
Everybody's in such a hurry that you're just used to driving faster than normal. On the freeway, it wasn't so bad because you could, slow down in the right lane. But when you're driving single lane traffic and you got all these people on your hind end and you're going 50 and they all want to go 70, that was brutal.
I'm adding about 2 or 3 minutes to my commute every day. That's not bad.
It seemed that as the week went on, more of our drivers became increasingly frustrated with the surrounding traffic.
Holding up traffic is hard. Get off my tail, buddy. This is the speed limit. They drive by you and they give you that look like, come on, get going, buddy.
And, I think that I get more angry gestures driving this way than I would if I was to drive aggressively.
Number 2 on the list of frustrations came as a surprise to most people.
And the second one that was almost as tricky was not taking the quick, fast start from the stop position. I hadn't realized how much I actually do that, and this really made me aware of that, so I found that a little difficult to get used to.
Celeste, our visiting Hollywood producer, found it a challenge in a different way.
I'm typically a very calm driver, very relaxed, and yet this week's challenge was really difficult on me because something came up and I needed to do something and I didn't have the flexibility to drive how I wanted to.
For our editor, Adrian, changing driving habits was no big deal.
Got to wait a little longer than I normally would because it's such a slow acceleration. It's really amazing how just driving a little bit slower actually gets you quite a bit better fuel economy.
I did learn to appreciate the good thing about slowing down. It kind of makes you just chill out while you're driving. When you have to go the speed limit, you just allow some extra time, and that's not bad.
But for most, it was an ordeal.
Are we done? Please let me drive my own car my own way.
I mean, for this type of driving, the Prius has more than enough power. In fact, I'm not sure you actually need 4 cylinders. Maybe 2 would do fine.
If I drove like this all the time, I'd save a ton of money. Because it's so boring, I'd probably take transit instead.
They've driven the cars.
They followed all the rules.
Now here are the results. In order to come up with an average number from Transport Canada's city and highway ratings, we split the difference between the two numbers to give us a 50-50 split between the two ratings. Here are the numbers from worst to first.
The Honda Accord has an average government rating of 8.2 liters per 100K in the city and highway. And even though our editor Brian Chow tried as best as he could, he still wasn't able to get close to the official numbers. The Accord in our first week of regular driving used 10.4 liters, and on the second frustrating week only improved to 9.7. We were disappointed because the four-cylinder Accord is one of our favorite cars. In fact, it won our mid-size car comparison.
The Honda Civic is next with an average city and highway fuel rating of 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers. And in our test, used 7.8 in the first week and only improved marginally to 7.4 in the second week. We should point out that even though it didn't meet the average number, it did achieve better consumption than the posted city rating, which is 8.2 liters.
The Toyota Yaris is a favorite of ours for people who want to buy an inexpensive car and get excellent consumption. Our average rating is 6.3 liters per 100K when combining the government's city and highway ratings. And in both weeks of driving, the Yaris didn't change one bit. It achieved 6.8 liters for both weeks. This might be more of a testament to our producer's smooth driving style.
Coming in close to the top but not taking the crown is the Toyota Prius. The combined city and highway number is 4.3 liters per 100 kilometers. But in real-world driving, achieved 5.4 in the first week and improved but did not meet the official number with a rating of 4.7 in the second week. We should point out, however, that the Toyota Prius was the most fuel efficient of all the vehicles we drove.
The second place vehicle might just surprise you. It's an SUV. The Ford Escape four-cylinder has a combined fuel rating of 9 liters per 100K, and it was able to hit that number. Not in the first week, where it scored 10.2 liters, but in the second conservative week, it hit exactly 9 liters. In an earlier comparison of hybrid and non-hybrid models that we did several years ago, the Escape surprised us then, and it's done it again.
The winner of our test is not an efficient four-cylinder gasoline or hybrid. No, it's a diesel. The new Jetta TDI not only met our fuel consumption numbers, it beat them. The combined fuel rating for city and highway driving was 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers. And in the first week of driving, we hit that number. And in the second week, it dropped all the way down to 5.1 liters. Way to go, Volkswagen. The future of diesel sales looks very good. All of our drivers and cars, except the Yaris, were able to get better fuel consumption by adopting a conservative style. Most of our drivers found it very frustrating. But there was a percentage increase, and it ranged from 5% for the Civic to 6.7% for the Accord, 11.7% for the Escape, 12% for the Jetta, and up to 13% for the Prius. With only one car of our 6 meeting the posted numbers, we still believe the fuel ratings are not really that realistic. But this test also shows that hybrids aren't the only answer to getting better fuel consumption, even though the Prius did get the best overall rating. As people try to cut cost on fuel and decrease their impact on the environment, they now have several avenues to success.